Well, hey everybody, Coach Gary Micheloni here. I want to welcome you to another chapter in our Always Be Marketing series, our marketing boot camp for April of 2015. So glad you are here. We've got some good stuff for you, and I think you can take this to heart and put it to use. Let's see what you think. A reminder here that you are going to see this webcast because you have subscribed, and I want to encourage you to never unsubscribe, because as you know by now, bad things happen, which means that you won't receive anything that we send, which would be a shame because you are paying for the stuff oftentimes that we are sending you. So do bear that in mind. Okay. And also for 2015, we have marketing information for everybody on our gigantic list. Marketing information that you can use whether you're a thermographer or you are in some other line of work. You'll find that the marketing information will fit almost every conceivable type of business that's out there. But I also have at the end of this webinar, we're going to have this is going to be for everybody now, we're going to have a secret strategy that I want to show you, and it's something that's brand new, and I'd say almost nobody is aware of this. So this will give you a chance to get a leg up on your competition. Okay, marketing info begins now, so let's go, and better take notes. And as we get going, I'm going to remind you again, stick around for the secret strategy. If you leave early, you will miss it. So there. So today's strategy for everybody, as I said, it's going to be a heads up. I'm going to give you 4 examples, and I want you to use these 4 examples to evaluate your business. I want you to do this today. I'm putting these out there for a reason, and some of those reasons have to do with just the way that things that we've seen this past week at our place here at the United Infrared. So I want you to take these take advantage of the teaching, because I'm trying to say. Sorry about that. So here we go. Let's see. Shift it into gear. Now, when you get a lead, and when you get it from anybody, I don't care who it is, if it's from us or from somebody else, it's one of your own leads, I want you to make sure that you jump on it now. And now means now, and that's all that it means. It doesn't mean that you jump on the lead 24 hours from now. Leads cool off very, very fast. There's a big difference from catching the phone call on the fly when someone initially calls in, and even calling somebody back a half an hour or an hour later. It's critical that you get back to people right away. You have to do that. So to help you, I want you to think about a lead as a pile of money. When your phone rings, think of that as a pile of money. So are you going to let it just lie there? Or are you going to pick it up? Because be aware of this, somebody is going to pick it up, and it ought to be you. Because again, you're probably paying for it, or you will pay for it in lost revenue because you won't get the job. Okay, let's go to the next one. I want you to realize also that not everybody will understand or like infrared. Okay, most of you guys have experienced this already. This is nothing new. But again, not everybody is gonna like thermal imaging. Some people have a grudge against it, and so I don't want to hear from you things like, "Oh, my veterinarian doesn't like infrared," or "All the home inspectors in my town hate thermal imaging." For one thing, It's not 100% true. There's always people, as I mentioned, that are not going to like some aspect of something, but get past the whiners. There's a famous old saying from an old salesman, and it's SW, SW, SW. You ought to write that one down. SW, SW, SW. And that stands for something. Here we go. It stands for some will. Okay, what comes next? Some of you know this. Some won't. And then final SW is so what? The teaching here is that find somebody else. Someone else up there will value what it is that you offer. They will love what it is that you can do for them. You will be an answer to prayer for some people. You will be the greatest tip they've gotten in a month or two. So find somebody else. All right? I'm serious on this stuff. Okay, let's go to the next step. What I'm going to do right now is I want to give you a unique way to promote your infrared business. And now, why would I say that? Why do you need a way to promote your infrared business? Well, here's the deal. We've been hammering on this all year, but remember, if you don't promote your own infrared business, who do you suppose will? It is not going to happen automatically. The fact that you own a fabulously great and expensive camera is not going to have people come to your door. And same thing holds true if you are, the best home inspector in 3 counties. That doesn't mean that everybody is always going to, know you and seek you out. Sometimes it does, and that comes with persistence. But when you're a brand new person in some kind of a trade or some kind of a business, you don't get word of mouth. So you need to be the one that's doing the promoting. All right. So let's get a way to help you with this. What do you say? So here's a great strategy. I want you to do this. Probably something you never ever thought of before. So if you're ready for this, here we go. It's to select 3 really great infrared images. Now these could be yours. You could borrow them from a friend. You could maybe even, if you have to, call us and maybe we can loan you an image. But get a few different infrared images and do this with them. I want you to enter them into a photo contest, photography. And I can hear you out there right now, Coach. We aren't photographers. We're thermographers. And I'm being a little silly here, but you know what? Here's the thing. Our images do kind of look like photos. If you see an image, it's in one of it's on a web page, or it's on a press release, or it's in a magazine, or on a brochure. Kind of looks like a photo, sort of. It's a flat 2-dimensional image. So take my word for it. It's an effective thing to do. Here's the thing. If let's say you're in a town of 10 to 50,000 people and you have some kind of a photo contest, and hundreds of people will cruise by and see stuff. By virtue of your submitting infrared images, it's going to be a category that basically has no one else to compete with. It will stand out like it'll stand out like the sore thumb, and if you put that sore thumb under an infrared imagery, it would probably stand out that way too. But look check these things out. So I'm going to show you several images. Now, these all came from the 2013 Thermal Imaging Conference. We held that in San Diego, and thermographers from all over the world sent in some of their favorite images, and these are some that I especially like, and they help to illustrate a point I want to make right now. So this one was from Ann Ashby. She's one of our Equine IR members, and she happened to title this image "Great Gift for a Horse Owner." Well, hey, Ann's a great marketer, so she understands the value of doing something like this. The point is, if you enter this image in a local community photo contest, people instantly know what that critter on there is, and you can certainly do a little bit of depending on how the place is set up. You might be able to have business cards there. You might be able to stand there by your work and explain it. It's a great way to meet people and tell them what it is that you do. Here's another one. So you look at this, and everybody probably recognize what that is. And off to the clue is off to the right. Old Faithful, Craig Hardgrove sent this to us. So again, imagine this on a photo contest, and you could be there explaining to people how infrared picks up the differences in temperature, and whether you do that with steam. We have some people in our organization that deal with live steam. They use their instruments for that. But you can explain with this image how it is that thermography actually works. So thanks, Craig, for that. Now this came from Jonathan Lace, and he called it Vegas Evening. It's a great panorama shot. It's a I would say, well, it's a panorama. Kind of spin around and get the image. But again, you're taking a look at differences in energy in a whole bunch of buildings there in Vegas. But just the fact that that's a neat looking image like that, you'll get some people who will take a peek at that, who will maybe engage you in chat just because of the really neat, really cool image. Maybe I should say the really hot image that you show there. So, way to go, John. Now this one, I really like this. Peter Bennett, one of our members, did this. Very, very simple. But think about this. My gosh, think about this again in the local photo contest, and you happen to be standing there. Now, people don't really understand the safety aspect, and when you point it out, they will. But when this is the picture is worth 10,000 words kind of thing. You imagine a parent looking at this image right here, and he sees a 300-degree Fahrenheit receptacle, thinking his 7-month-old might be crawling over there and sticking something in there. So again, it's a good reason to do a little education with people and maybe pick up some work along the way. Now, our good friend John Gutierrez gave us this. He happened to call this photo or this image vantage point. But maybe you title it something like "Why My Roof Leaks" or "Oh, My Leaky Roof." Anything to get attention. But again, if you're standing around there, you can explain what this shows and why this is so significant. Imagine if you just did this, and somebody who just happened to own a warehouse in town, or was a buddy of a buddy who had a warehouse and happened to have a mysterious leak in the roof. This story tells, again, 10,000 words. So good job there, John. Now this next one, this is fabulous, I think. This is Rick Smith. He's a wildlife photographer, National Geographic photographer, and his work has been on TV. But I love this one here. It's hard to see right here. This is just a still captured from the video that he gave us. But right here and right here are a couple of cubs. Here's the mama mountain lion, and right here is an elk carcass. So it's a real dynamite thing. And you can explain to people how infrared picks up images even in the night. This is actually how the Boston bomber was caught. Remember that creep was hiding in a sailboat and under a tarp, and the helicopter flying over with a FLIR camera in it happened to pick up this this image. Personally, I wish this mountain lion was in the dark with the creep. So, but this is it's a stunning image of the heat that the body gives off, and it's it's an educational piece for the public. They may not understand that most people have heard of infrared or thermal imaging, but they may not know what it is that it does and how valuable it can be. So thanks to Rick Smith for that one. Now this one, Randy Key sent this in, Beauty in the Breast. Great title. Take a play on words right here with breast. But here's the woman, and she's got a couple of areas covered up here. But now this would be particularly a good image if you happen to be, like when we have a number involved with us now who do infrared scanning, thermographic scans of breasts, and it's done for early detection of things that can go wrong with breasts, all sorts of diseases and things. So if you happen to have that kind of a business, then you could certainly use this. You could use this image even if you happen to be an equine photographer, or thermographer. There I go again. Because you're illustrating how medical and veterinary stuff works with thermography. Actually emailing one of our members just yesterday, and there's a couple, and they were going to use, they're going to do a presentation for a group of realtors about how you use infrared with home inspections, for closings, and that sort of a thing. And I suggested that they also include during the presentation, do an image, do something like this. So because if you had 40 or 50 real estate agents there, probably over half of them are women. This is of interest to them. At the very least, it's educational. So never miss an opportunity to get the word out there. Okay, let's go on to, alrighty. Hey, so here's another way, a unique way to promote your infrared business. And why are we going to promote our infrared business, guys? Because, as we know, I can hear you. If we don't promote it, nobody else will. Very good, very good. Up there in the back row, I hear you. I hear you. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to promote our own business. And here's another way to do it. So let's take that same, let's say, a series of images, but heck, you could take the series of images I just showed you and use them to do a talk for community groups. Now, maybe you're a guy, a gal that just does moisture work in residences. There's still no reason why you couldn't take that last series, do a talk for every I don't know, community activity, community service group, Rotary, Kiwanis, Seroptimus, all those things. Do a spiel for them. It's educational. It's interesting, and those groups are generally looking for people who can present a good chat. So I want you to seriously consider doing that. Now, hopefully by this time you have a number of images, but if I hear from enough of you that, gosh, it would be great if we had a slide series of 10 or 40 slides or something like that, so that you could use it to do a talk, PowerPoint slides are talking about, then we could see about creating something for you, and we'd consider doing that if you promise to use them. Okay. And think about this too in terms of doing a talk in front of community groups. You would only be doing those talks if you had no work. If you're booked up solid, 8 days a week, as they say, then you probably don't need to go out and do a talk for these groups. But if you don't have any work, then what you do have is the ability to talk, and you need to begin to talk. So talk to everybody that will listen, and if you do it in a really nice way, like showing an informative series like that, just those, would I have a half a dozen images or so? It's a pretty neat thing. You could take those 6 images, and you could just embellish on them, and you could probably have a 10 or 15 minute long talk with just those, and taking questions and that sort of a thing. So you should get out there and do that for absolutely any group that will let you. And and you may not, maybe you're as I said, you're a moisture guy, and you get a lead that's for roofing, and you don't do that, or it's equine and you don't do that. Well, you can still take the lead and pass it along. We'll find somebody to do it. You can still get a commission out of that. All right. Now, I said 4 strategy tips. Well, I've got a 5th. Is it okay if I give you a bonus? All right. So let me give you a 5th bonus, a 5th tip. Now, this is a defensive tactic, and it's a warning, actually. Here it is. It's a serious warning. You need to be aware of this, that Google is about to penalize you on April 21st. Did you know that? Did you know that Google was going to penalize you on April 21st? That's this next week, isn't it? Well, they had sent out a notice a couple of months ago and said they were going to do this. So here's the deal. If after April 21st you do not have a mobile-friendly website, then your rankings are going to suffer. So people go to look up your website, and it's not a mobile-friendly site, you are very likely to not even show up in the rankings. So realize that over half of all searches these days, over half of them are done on mobile devices. So you have to have a mobile-friendly site. So if your site is older, if you've got a website that's, well, I don't know, about 2 years, 3, 4 years old. Some of you guys have websites that are 10 years old. I guarantee they're not mobile friendly. If you have been getting traffic through them at all, that will cease. So don't shoot the messenger, as they say, but I want you to be aware of this. So you need to get these things fixed. As I mentioned, these mobile searches, they're not going to show up, and it's going to be, for you, it can be a disaster. I don't want that to happen. So how do you deal with the Google penalty? There's one way to do that, and that is to convert your site now. So you need to get your website converted on over, whoever is running your site. Easy way to do that is you can call the United Infrared office, and we can take care of that for you and get you a modern site. But hey, if you do your own thing, you may need to change the theme or do something, but you need to make it mobile friendly, and you need to make it mobile friendly now. Do not miss this one, okay? Now, I have a secret strategy for you, and this is something that's pretty interesting. This is one I promised you at the beginning of the webinar. So here's the secret strategy. It is how to change a YouTube video without shooting a new one. And of course, we want to make it mobile friendly. So here's the deal. When you put a video up on YouTube, the way it has always been, once you put the video up there, you can't change the video. If you can take the video down, but you can't alter it. And if you try to edit it in place, it's not going to work. And if you had 1,000 views or something, you're going to lose those. So what to do? Well, I'm going to tell you what to do. So write this down. There is a new thing out there that YouTube has, and it's brand new, it's called YouTube Cards, C-A-R-D-S, deck of cards, all right? So YouTube Cards. And I'm not going to go into it here. I want to just show you what this is and where you can see a 2-minute quickie video on how this stuff works. I want you to be aware of this. So here's the deal. You know, I'm going to tell you that you need, well, let me back up a second. I've been saying for 2.5 years now, you guys need to have videos. Videos are hugely important for you to get found. You know, I do lead generation for the company, and I'll get, you know, over 100 videos that are out there doing that, making sure that I can touch all of the major cities in the country. But YouTube is a primary component of how I do that. You need to do the same thing, even if you're just in your local area. So you need to do videos. Okay, we probably acknowledge that now. So by the fact that I'm just showing you how that these YouTube cards exist, and you know that you need video. So this is the time to get on the stick, huh? Let's get after this thing. So here's what you have to do if you want to use Google Cards. Well, first off, you need to have a Google account or a Gmail account. Those are free, so you sign up for that. And then you also need to get a YouTube account and a YouTube channel. So again, those things are free as well. And of course, if you're gonna put a card, if you want to use YouTube cards, if they go on videos, well then you got to post a video. But again, this is good for you because you need to post videos. You need to have them out there and take advantage of the good things they can do for you. So let's check out a couple of things here real quick. Now this happens to be just a couple of screenshots from one of the videos that I have up on YouTube. This is from a couple of years ago, and we used to have people register for webinars, and this is a talking robot that I had do this for us. Anyway, even though this video went up a couple of years ago, this thing right here where it says cards, that's brand new. That didn't used to be up here. So if you go on to any YouTube video, you'll look up there in the top and you'll see the thing that says has like an eye. It's like an italicized eye. That's the deal right there. So you're going to click that thing, and what will happen is you'll get a pop-up deal here that says add a card, and you will. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a video that shows this a whole bunch better. I don't want to go into any more detail here. But what will happen, guys, is right about up in here, you're going to see like a pop-up, like a button or a banner or a little sign that pops up, and it will it'll have a message. So what happens? You play the video, and you can put up to 5 cards on a video, and the cards can say different things. But let's just say you put 1 card up, and let's say that you're a thermographer, you're a home inspector, you have plug in the business of choice, and let's say that you put together a pretty decent video, but now you want to get a little extra business this week, so maybe we offer a some kind of a discount, a coupon. So in the card you could say during this coming week, you have the dates up there. Now to the end of April, we're going to have 25% off or 15% off, whatever. That'll go on here, and so people find this and they'll see, hey, we can get 15 or 25% off here right now. So what happens the following week, though? The following week, maybe you don't want to have a coupon, or maybe you need to make it 35% or 5% or nothing. You can go and you can change that same card without changing the videos. And the reason that's important is having decent videos can be kind of expensive. So you don't want to throw them away. So it's pretty neat to be able to basically to mark up these things for the week or for a few days or whatever, and use them that way. Another thing, though, is let's say you put up here, hey, see our website at unitedinfrared.com. Do you know that this thing here, it'll be a clickable link, and it'll link back to this my case here, the unitedinfrared.com site, which is another good thing for you for search engine optimization. This is it's a very cool thing, and it could help you out quite a bit in your marketing. If it's something you don't want to do yourself, you can get with me, and we can figure out a way to get it done for you. But do take advantage of it, because what's going to happen here is, in summary, you can get the equivalent of a pop-up button on there, and as I mentioned, it can link to your website, and you can change out the offer or the coupon, and without having to do a new video. So anyway, here's how to find out more. You should write this down. On a YouTube page, there's a search bar, just like there is on Google, and type in an overview of cards on YouTube. And there's a 2-minute long video there, and it explains how this thing works, and it's real clear, and it'll do a good job. But just so you have an idea what's going on out there. If you're not willing to do this, probably your competitors are. So be aware. Alrighty. Okay, let's go to the next thing here. I want you to remember that, in terms of marketing strategy, here's what it encompasses. It's always this. There's many things that are involved. I'm big on video, but I'm also a big fan of using social media and email and newsletters and on and on and on and on, and speaking and all that kind of stuff. So there's many things that are part of your marketing strategy. And these many things need to happen over many years. The cool thing about doing stuff online, putting it up, on your website, whatever, is the stuff stays up there. It does. Unlike running an ad in the local newspaper that you could use to line the bottom of your parakeet's cage in a couple of days, and it'll be gone. The stuff you put up online will stay there. I'm not going to say forever, but I've seen stuff online that's 13 years old at least that I'm aware of. So, and if you have links on it back to your site, it's a very good thing for you. Your marketing strategy, according to me, should have many videos, and you also want to be trying to get all the time as many leads as you possibly can. If you don't have leads, really you don't have a business, okay? So the leads are a primary requirement, but all these things will help you to get there. So the reminder is this, in terms of videos. Again, I love them, but they are high value assets. So that's one of the reasons I practically beat you over the heads and demand that you put up on your website and on your YouTube channels, that sort of thing. Got to use those things. Google loves YouTube. Google owns YouTube, and Google, as I said before, shows love to its the YouTube links. So, and then as I mentioned too about the cards, put links on the cards. And since you can put 5 cards on your videos, on one of your cards, put a link back to your site. That's a pretty good thing to do. So videos done properly are worth a lot of money to you. And I kind of want to leave you with that. So, in 2015, our emphasis has been this, and I repeat it again, but your business is not taking thermal images. Your business, as you recall, is the selling of infrared thermal images that you take. And there's a huge difference between those two. Do you guys all see that? You get it? Okay. So very, very important for you is really emphasize the selling. If you can sell then, because once you figure that out, you can hire somebody to go out and take the images. All right? The selling is the important part. Of course, I'm a marketer. I don't know if you should believe me or not, but the selling is the important part. Yeah, trust me on it. Anyway, final comments. Let's go back here. Excuse me. I want to encourage you to pick at least one thing from this webinar and implement it, just one thing. But if you do not have a mobile website, that should be the one thing you do implement, because it's not, you can't avoid it. It's mandatory that you do it. So I think that's it for United Infrared. This is Coach Gary. Here's to a huge 2015 for everybody. Thanks for stopping by.